Oh gosh, it's loud for me. Everybody, welcome. Hello. Thank you for jumping on. Today is ABC Mondays. This is the final training that we have been working up for over the last 8 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks actually, because we did like a foundations week. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about today, this is a training that we've been running along with a team to cover structures, systems, basics of network marketing, leadership. Oh my gosh, I just heard the recording. What's going on? If you want to find any of these recordings, please find them in the 10K group. The 10K group is the Quantum Hack Your First 10K. What you're going to do is go to the top here under guides, and you'll find all the recordings under here. So we started with structures. We went from skill 1 all the way to skill 7, which was last week. And now we are all on the home stretch. Home stretch. So today we're going to be covering skill number 8, which is all around self-care. And I'm going to reframe it to self-mastery. And so what we're going to cover is really unique. It's outside of network marketing, but it's totally in relation to Healy and ourselves and how we show up every day and our own leadership ability. And so, yeah, super excited to share this with you guys. In the chat, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, what you're grateful for today, what programs you're running. I did a scan with the Healy just a second ago. It came up with beauty programs and also bioenergetic balance, digestion, and intestines have been coming up a lot for me lately. Too much information, I know, but you know, moving and traveling, your diet changes, and it's amazing how as I'm changing my food, my digestion's changing, and the Healy's picking that up. It's just incredible. So would love to know a bit of a check in how you guys are going with the Healy. Just a quick little recap for all of you who haven't jumped onto these calls. The intention was around helping you with your Healy business, which is all around our relationship and our ability to communicate and following a system. We spoke about the main intention of these trainings, which is all in regards to helping you co-create authentic relationships, influential communication skills, and a duplicatable system. We spoke about everything from creating your own avatar, creating your own persona of who you want to speak with. We spoke about speak to about Healy and who do you want to find. We spoke about how do you find these people online and offline. We then went through inviting people, talking about three-way calls, three-way chats, third-party validation, stepping back and just being the connector. And it really makes it a lot more simple and easy to build this as a business. We spoke about presenting our health story, our business story. We gave you structures on that. We also went through follow-up and how most people don't follow up, but those who do follow up, they find the fortune, as they say, the fortune's in the follow-up. We also went through training skill number 5, which was all around, what was it here? Shifting our mindset from a salesperson to a consultant. And that was all around closing. How do you actually ask for the sale? How do you get people to actually take action and to go through your link to build your business? How do you do direct sales, right? And then we spoke about the other skill, which was around objection handling. So that was a 4-step process on exactly how to handle objections. And then we went through skill 6, which was all around becoming interdependent or independent of your team, to leading by example. We spoke about duplication and how to actually build a business through what we call as duplication. We then went through step number 7, which was promoting events. How do you promote events? Why are events important? We spoke about the 5 belief systems. We spoke about, let's do some math on inviting people to events and the actual profitability of that. So all these trainings, all the recordings are found in the 10K group, as I mentioned, over in the guides of the 10K group, and under ABC Mondays, they're all laid out here. So please tag your team when you're coaching your team, mentoring your team. If someone's wanting to do the business, please go through these trainings first and then reconnect back in. I say to all the people that I'm coaching, go through these trainings and then let's chat step by step. So today, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about skill number 8. And at the beginning of this, I actually just invented this brand new skill. this is something that I, being in network marketing for, I guess, 8 years, being in business for myself for a long time as well, there are skills to build a business, but there's also an awareness of our own self, our own health, our own wellness, our own mindset, our mental wellness is really important. And so if we're not managing ourselves, if we're not filling our own cup up, if we're not drinking water and eating healthy and exercising and aligning our body and our mind and our soul to our values and our purpose, we're only going to be able to take action for so long. And so today, this is around stepping up as a leader. How do we self-manage ourselves? How do we align to our values? How do we step into our vision and really change the world? So if you're all about changing the world, if you're all around stepping into your potential, please put a yes, yes into the chat. Let's get the energy going. High vibes here. Yeah, super excited to share this with you guys. So we're going to cover here skill number 8, self-care. Now I'm reframing self-care as self-mastery. I've been diving deep into Dr. John Deane. If anyone knows him, he is a behavioral expert and he talks a lot around self-mastery. And so a lot of what we're going to go through today will be some of what he talks about and some other things that I've used within my team, within my health coaching career, and within my own life for many, many years, and have dramatically improved my own understanding of psychology and action and negative thoughts and being disempowered and how to empower ourselves. So we're going to go through the self-mastery formula. We're going to talk about values. We're going to talk about the wheel of life, the vision and mission, how to create those. I'm going to give you a structure and a format and a template if you don't already have your own vision and mission. And next week, what's on next week? We're going to go through biohacking, right? One of my favorite topics, something I've, been a health fanatic for so long. I'd love to share with you some biohacking tools to allow you to improve your health during this crazy, if you're on the technology a lot, if you're disconnected from nature, how do we reconnect from nature and boost our mitochondria health and biohack our biology? And so before we do that, I'd like to quickly just drop in. So if you're at home, whether you've had a busy morning or a long day, wherever you are in the world, let's just drop in. I invite you to do a couple of deep breaths yourself, whatever your practice is. And for those who want to follow along with me, you can too. And if you're driving, please don't close your eyes. So what I'd like to do, guys, feel free to close down your eyes, shake off the day. And let's just do 3 deep breaths in and out, and exhale in fully and then exhale slowly. So when you're ready, let's breathe all the way in. Ready, set, go. Breathe all the way in and exhale really slowly. And empty all your lungs. And when you're ready, breathe all the way in again. And exhale even slower. Exhale fully. And inhale when you're ready, one last time. And exhale fully. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. As you can hear in the background, there's cars going. I'm at a cafe here, but hopefully it's not too loud. Can you guys hear me okay? Can I just get a quick thumbs up? Okay, perfect. So thank you for that. I've been doing that a lot with my scans before I do work, time to ourselves. Sometimes we can forget. So just a couple of deep breaths, and also, aligning with you guys is most important to me. My intention today is to connect with you guys, to share from my heart, to impart some insight into this topic of self-mastery. And I don't claim to be an expert of any of this stuff. I'm still learning, and I have lots of room for improvement. And I know that what we're going to cover today, though, is a great part of self-mastery. And I think, and today, I think you'll get a lot out of it. So I'd love to know your intention. What would be your intention today? Please put it into the chat. I'd love to know why you're here. What would be the one thing you'd like to get out of today? Thank you so much. I've seen everyone in the chat box saying yes, so thank you so much. This is awesome. Cool. What is your intention? Maybe just write it down. A personal development coach once said to me that he had a mentor, and this mentor said to him, for 7 years, every single day, set your intention. Write on a piece of paper your outcome for today. What's your intention? And if you miss a day in those 7 years, you got to start all again, start over again. And so apparently you had to start over like 3 years in if you got. So intention is everything, right? Energy introduces us, and we're all interconnected, and our collective intention literally matters. And this might be a reminder when I'm in flow, and this is something I haven't done for a while personally, but I find when I'm in flow, I set an intention, I write it on a piece of paper, put it in my pocket. And the more that we can connect with our intention, I find the more powerful we are as communicators, as leaders, as humans in life. And anyway, that's just on a sidetrack. What I'd love to do is do a quick little check-in in terms of your skills. This is a quick little exercise. So what I want you guys to do is whether take a photo of this or write these down. These are the 8 skills that we've been going through over the last 8 weeks. Now, the exercise I want you guys to follow on is with this. This is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being how you rate yourself in these areas. So at a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in finding people on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 is that you can find people no matter, like anytime, anywhere, you can find people. 1 would be you have no idea how to find people. Inviting, presenting, follow up. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 for all of these areas? And then add them up out of 80. Because there's 8 areas, 10 times 8 is 80. Let's see where's your skill set in these areas on a scale of 1 to 10. So you might be a 50 out of 80. You might be an 80 out of 80. You might be a 1 out of 80. Where are you out of 80? That's it. Perfect. Yep, Charles. So out of 80, guys, where are you? So 50 out of 80. Perfect. And now this will give you more awareness on exactly where you are and the areas that you're doing really well at, right? To celebrate and to be proud of yourself, being really good at those areas, and also awareness on where you can improve. Yeah. So please make a note on those areas. Please be aware of that, because that will allow you to go back. Okay, say your presenting isn't very high. Easy. Go back into the group, find that recording. Inviting events. How do you do that? Jump into the group, and we have all the skills in there as the training. So please take a note. And that was really my intention, is that wherever you guys were in your scale right there, at the beginning of this training, I wanted you to push those numbers up to improve that. And I feel a lot of you have improved dramatically. So what we're going to talk about now is just a quick quote here from Leonardo da Vinci. He says, "One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself." And so I want to kind of bring the similarity of, being here in nature at the moment, living on a farm, having ducks, having goats and 5 dogs in this property and multiple people around. It's like a community living at the moment. And in nature, when I look at the trees, when I look at, this abundant forest that we live in, it is so evident that nature is the best architect. Nature, God, whatever you want to call it, is so perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. It's divine. And when we look at ourselves, the more that I entwine with nature, connect with nature, I find I step into my fullest potential. I sleep better. I have less negative thoughts. Like, I feel more healthy in my body. My inflammation goes down. Like, it's incredible, right? And so, the question I want to ask you guys in that is, how do we create self-mastery? Dramatic pause. So in the chat, please share with us, what does it take to create self-mastery? This isn't just about me sharing today. This is going to be really inclusive. And so how do we create self-mastery? How do we do it? Like, tell me the formula. What's your formula? How do you step into your How do you manage yourself? You know, how do you master yourself? So let's start thinking about that today. For me, a lot of mastery for me is showing up the best way I can every day, right? Is doing my best to live my values, live my truth, do what I love, and to communicate and to help and inspire others. That's really kind of my formula on it. Flexibility, balance. This is great. Thanks, Charles. Like, what does it take? You know, how cool would it be to get to the end of our life and to go, I really mastered this thing called life. You know, how cool would it be to master it this year? You know, why wait to the end? So what is your formula on mastery? For me, it all boils down to gratitude as well, coming and living from a grateful heart and living from that space. Who would agree? Put a yes into the chat if you agree that mastery is around living with a grateful heart. And the other part of it as well, and you know, a lot of my meaning in life, I guess what really expands my consciousness is my relationship or alignment with what I would call the creator. So whatever your spiritual connection is, your belief systems are, whatever your truth is, you know, for me, nature is the, you know, the simplest, most reflective representation of God, of my representation in that, and something that totally inspires me. So my own internal relationship with my conversation relationship with God is most important to me, and that helps me step into my ideal self as well. I think it's really important to have a connection, have a meaning, spiritual connection. I think that really entwines us all. So with that said, what is the self-mastery formula? I'd love to ask and share this with you guys. What do you think the self-mastery formula is? In my eyes, it's living in alignment with our highest values, with your highest values. And I put this bag here as well, is to let go of our baggage. Self-mastery is about letting that baggage go at the front door when we're going to have meetings with someone, when we're showing up with our relationship, when we're showing up with family, you know, leaving that baggage at the door and really stepping into that full potential. Now, how do we step into that full potential of self-mastery? Is aligning, in my opinion, to our highest values. What excites us? What inspires us? What is that thing that as a kid, like I loved soccer, I loved computer games, and anytime, it doesn't matter what time it was, doesn't matter how tired I was like, if someone said, hey, let's go play soccer or let's play computer games, I'd be like, yes, I'm there. I created the energy. The energy just was created inside of me. So what are those things that as a kid that you loved, and that bringing that excitement back into our life? And on top of that is, once we have a relationship with our highest values, we're living in alignment with that. It's about setting a vision greater than ourselves and a vision greater than the world, greater than where we're at. And so we're going to go through that a little bit in a moment and how to create a vision. But firstly, let's talk about values for a second. So for me, when looking at self-mastery, when looking at Healy, when looking at business, when looking at leadership, it's around, if we want to be a revolutionary leader, it's around living our values, which is doing what we love. Because when we do what we love, we are our best form. We're giving the most to the world, right? Giving is the highest form of fulfillment, you know, contribution, impacting. How good do we feel when we help others? And so we do that by finding our highest value and living that, not other people's values. Usually we grow up and we adopt the values of our mum and our dad. And then we adopt the values of our teachers and the university, and then our partner, and then the world. And we never actually spend time to go, hey, what the heck does Zach want? What the heck do I want? You know, who am I? And so it creates individuality. It creates our own personality. It creates our own truth in understanding what is that switch. You know, some people, they're walking around in life and their light is turned off. They're not aligned to their values. They're not excited by life. And so we have something here with Healy that helps people transform out of pain into possibility and performance, you know, with the Healy. That's what I love about this device so much. And so revolutionary leaders also, in my opinion, communicate to others highest value. So their highest value, which is inspiring to them. It's evoking inspiration in them, right? Inspiration is internal, motivation is external. How do you inspire others? We talk to other people's values. Is this making sense? So my question to you guys is, what are the benefits of living our values? So if values helps us be our best self, and it actually helps us give more to the world and improve our life, how do we live our values, and what are the benefits of living our values? Let's just brainstorm for a second. Who wants to share a couple of benefits in the chat? What are the benefits of living our values? So I'm going to say a couple out here, but whatever comes to you guys, let me know as well. Feeling authentic and in alignment. It's more fun. Absolutely. What else have we got here? Let me share a couple, because you guys are a bit slow on the typing. So we're going to go, values help you respond rather than react. Yeah, they help us respond in our truth. Values help us make decisions effortlessly, right? Values help us be clear. They help us clear out clutter and distractions in life. They also help us choose the right career or relationship, right? Aligning to our values. Yes. Yeah. Helping us be real, be more in space, more in peace with oneself. Yes. These are awesome, guys. Keep them coming. What are also some more benefits of living by your values? Values help you develop a sense of self, individuality. Values help increase your confidence and self-esteem. Values help you overall fulfillment level. And they also help you reduce stress and boost happiness hormones in the body. Literally, living by our values boosts our level of happy hormones in the body. They heal the body, right? We actively heal our body through what we think and how we think and how we act. These are some other ones. If you want to write these down, these are a bit more in depth. So we're looking at by living by our values, it accelerates you towards authenticity, because it's your most authentic self, your most authentic expression, and it maximizes your potential, right? We're looking at more of the benefits. It's purposeful living. It's maximizing your potential in all areas. It's purpose. There's connection to it. We're looking at creates focus and direction. If you're distracted, right? If you're confused, you're like, oh, I just got to get my stuff sorted. Getting aligned with your values will help you get focused and create direction. There's less disappointment because you see the greater scheme in things when you follow your value and your vision. There's greater self-awareness. You know who you are, right? You can speak your truth. You can have set boundaries. You can be your best self. Your health will be improved by following your values, because you'll do habits that are based on, if you have a high value for, if you're living a life based on your values, and your values are your family life, you're going to eat healthy to help you fulfill your highest value in life, which is your family. So following our values helps boost our health. It boosts our wealth because it will help us save. There's an intention and purpose behind investing. It helps boost your relationships because you'll be able to give more and show up in a more empowering state. It'll help our spiritual connection because we see the greater scheme of things. We're maximizing our time on this planet as well as others. The benefit is it increases creativity and consciousness. We want to expand our consciousness, live in your highest excitement and inspiration every day. We want to create more creativity in our business and relationship and fun and friends and family. It's about living our highest value because that's bringing the best of you out. You can see I'm getting fired up. Okay, meaningful spending and investing of money and seeing opportunities. We're looking at boosts resilience to pain and challenge as well. So it boosts, so if you're experiencing pain right now in your life, challenges, triggers, if we live a life aligned to our values, our level of resilience increases because we've got more of the happy high hormones. We're also more creative in those challenging times. We're more solutions orientated. And you become the master of your own destiny and you inspire others. So please put a yes into the chat if that inspires you and if that's something that, gets you excited. Awesome. And if it makes you feel like this, gets you up in the morning, right? So imagine a life where every moment we got up and we just lived and we packed our day full and scheduled in every part of our day, every hour on the hour, something brand new, something that was in alignment with our highest values. right? How much more excited you would be for life and showing up with your relationships. And so the process that helps me in this is what's called the Deane method. Has anyone heard of Dr. John Deane? This guy has been around for many, many years. I met him once at a documentary that he was in. And this is a free test, a free quiz online. Anyone can do it. I'm just going to quickly grab the link here. And I'd love to share it with you and just spend 5 minutes now creating an account and setting it up. It's all free. This is the link. It's in the chat right now. Well, someone didn't mute themselves. So in the chat here, guys, you'll see the link for Dr. Deane, what is it? drdemartini.com/values. If you haven't done this before, it's free. It will take you about 30 minutes, but please jump in, create your account starting now so you really set this in motion. And what he recommends is doing it every 3 months, right? To really get more alignment on what your values are, and they can change and shift over time as well. And so it might be something you could do with your business partners, your relationship, your friends, to get more clarity on their values and how you can live your values, and also how you can help other people with their values, which inspires them and brings the best out in them. So this is an powerful process. All his work, his podcast is amazing as well, which is on Spotify, and it goes through this whole process as well and why it's important, all the science behind it. He's read 35,000 books on personal growth and development, and like different topics, sociology and astrophysics, and like it's such an incredible human. Highly recommend you do that process. That will bring you a PDF as well, or print out an actual document on exactly where your values are, and something I highly recommend you have with you. Check in every 3 months. So that's one part I wanted to share with you. And love to get a little bit of feedback now. Has anyone actually done that process? Could you unmute your line? Would love to know if you have, if it's benefited you, or what your thoughts are on values thus far. Guess everyone's having a Queen's birthday holiday and not wanting to speak up, but all good. I'm just going to keep rocking through the presentation. What that means is it's great. It's really cool. I'm excited for you guys to have an experience with this like process and how it all works. It's really cool. Another process that really helps me to define where I am in life and what's going on is called the Ultimate Wheel of Life interactive assessment. So this is also something that I used to do with my health coaching clients, and something I do when I check in to see where I'm at in life. And I'd love to share this with you guys as well. So in the chat, this is the second link right here, wheeloflife.newme.com. So what this is it literally takes 5 or 10 minutes. You go through all the different areas of life and where you are on a scale of 1 to 10, where you are with your friends, your fun, your money, your family, spirituality, love, career, and health on a scale of 1 to 10. And it gives you a insight into where exactly you are in this moment. So I'm just reading the chat. No worries. And yes, I will put this into the chat and into the post on Facebook as well for you guys too. So, all right, I'll keep moving, but this is a fantastic exercise. That with the values is super powerful for getting alignment to what areas need to improve and what you want to focus on as well. And so next part we want to share with you guys is the vision. Why is vision so important? Looking at our own self-mastery, looking at our own leadership ability, why is vision important? I'd love to quickly ask you guys, and please jump into the chat and share why vision is important. Perfect, guys. Yeah. So it helps with keeping you focused, for sure. Your goal, you need a goal, someplace you are heading for. Absolutely, Gina. Knowing the direction of your ship. Yeah. And as you can hear the train in the background, toot, toot, knowing the direction of the train, right? It's a compass. It's a compass directing your life. So what I want to ask you guys now as well, these are all perfect. How do you create a vision? Let me ask you a question. How do you create a vision? Please jump into the chat and share with us how you create a vision. So for me, this whole topic of vision is something I've known about for quite some time, and I thought it was just like a silly concept of like, oh, I have a vision. What does that mean? Like, and then I started to read some incredible quotes around vision, and how, you know, even from the Bible it says, you know, those without a vision perish. People without a vision perish, and it's all around having, you know, seeing into the future and where we're going and having a plan, and having a plan without a vision, or not taking any action, is, you know, shooting ourselves in the foot. And so I started to see super successful people, geniuses in different fields, and how they all had a vision. They communicated their vision with the world. And I was like, okay, let me just start, like, I'll create my own vision. What does this actually mean? And my passion at the time was all around health. And so I created a vision, which was to help co-create the healthiest people on the planet. I just wrote it. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't believe this at all. And then over time, saying it, sharing it with people, writing it down, posting about it, you know, I ended up starting to believe it. And this vision within inside of me of co-creating the healthiest people on the planet became a reality. And the people and the clients and Healy and everything started to show up to reflect that. And so in the beginning, a vision seems uncomfortable. It doesn't seem important, but it's been one of the most healing things for me. Talking about self-care, talking about looking after our mind and body and spirit. It's, what is the vision for ourselves? Healy has a vision, but what's our vision? And then how do we create it? Well, you just make it up in the beginning. You talk about it, you share it, and it might change and shift. And then you eventually come to more of a solid understanding. And so here we go. This is some great shares. Thanks, Janine. So everything you think, the words you speak, creates your vision. Totally. And it's a resonance. It's a, you know, the sound of my voice, you can't hear it, but it's a resonance, it's a frequency, right? And so it's an energy to it. Need to drive a quest to answer that. Meditate and visualize what your life would look like. Yeah, to meditate and visualize what your life would look like. So when looking at vision, guys, I want to break it down and to make it a little bit more, understandable. So when looking at our vision, and Deane talks about this, is that if you want to improve yourself, we have to have a vision that's greater than ourselves, right? If we don't care about life and life isn't important, nothing out externally is of any interest, we're not going to do much. We're not really going to even look after ourselves. We're like, what's the point? So if we want to really improve our health, we got to have our own wealth, our own relationships. It's about having a vision greater than you, just a little bit more, you know, and it's a different level of awareness. We're then looking at, if we want to improve our family, right? Our friends and family, we must have a vision of the community, of other people beyond our family. The other part of that as well is that if we want to improve the community, we must have a vision of the state, right? We want to improve the community, having a vision greater than the community of the state. Then looking at, if we want to improve other countries, if we want to have impact in other internationally, it's about having a vision beyond this planet, right? It's thinking bigger, stretching, expanding. What is it all about, right? Going, dreaming, extending, aiming for the stars, landing on the moon, so to speak. So this is another really trippy concept. So if we want to have, if we want to impact generations, if what you're doing on this planet right now, if you want your actions and life to impact other generations, we must have a vision greater than our life. We must have a vision greater. He talks about 1,000-year vision. How is your work that you're doing today and this lifetime impacting the next gen, impacting your grandkids or great grandkids, or your bloodline? Or the world? How is it doing that? We have to look. So wherever you are on this, I guess, a few of these areas, how can we stretch and expand and dream even more? It's extending that vision. So maybe mine, which is help co-create the healthiest and wealthiest or healthiest people on the planet, it's like, I got to go galactic. I got to go into, on another planet. I got to extend, or what's happening, what I'm doing on this planet, how that's going to ripple into other generations. So this is expanding my vision too, guys. But wherever you are, create a vision. Create a vision for your community if you want to impact your family. Create a vision for the state if you want to impact the community. If you want to impact the planet, it's about creating a vision greater than the planet. So how does this relate to Healy? Where are we going with this, right? It doesn't, but it does. So the next steps I recommend, what we're going to do is quickly jump over. We have a template and a guideline on actually taking you through a vision exercise. Feel free to save this and share this with your team. The website is myfirststeps.co, and I'm going to take you through it right now. It's section U, and then create your vision. So about 8 weeks ago, my partner created this website for us with a lot of the knowledge that I've been collecting from Healy over the last 12 months. And this is the website here, guys, in the chat, myfirststeps.co. And I'm just going to take you guys through it step by step, because at the bottom of this training is a document to help you stimulate some ideas to help you co-create your vision. So on the website, My First Steps, this is it here. There's product training, there's business training, and there's you training. So create your vision. What I have here is a PDF document and a video to explain it. When you click on this, it comes up. Please just copy this. If you're going to use it, please copy it onto your own drive and then edit it. Don't edit it in here if you have access to it. So in here, it has the 3 areas that we just covered. It actually has the 2 areas and one extra area. So the one area that we covered is the Deane values determination. It's in here. The wheel of life is in here as well. Also the color code personality test, which is a really easy way of understanding our strengths and weaknesses and other people's as well through colors. It's a really creative way. And then here we have your top 3 highest values, which is from the Deane method. We've got then our purpose, which is something that will take time. Add to it, think about it, meditate on it, ask others, let this marinate. This will take some time. And what is your mission? What is your mission this year? Breaking it down to your mission. Then we're looking at areas of improvement or growth, skills I choose to strengthen in order to achieve my 12-month goal. We're looking at inner evolution and growth. We're looking at 12-month targets, choose 2 to 3 targets for 12 months time. And then priorities for 90 days, breaking it down from 12 months to 90 days. Where do you want to be in 3 months? So it's like a 90-day game plan. We're then looking at 30-day goals. Where do you want to be in Healy? Where do you want to be in other areas of your life? And then breaking it down 7 days, right? And how I do that is through what's called urgent versus important. And urgent, all the things that need to be done right now, right? I get it all out of my mind and it declutters my mind. I put it there, I type it all out, I write it out. What's really urgent? And then the other part is what's important, what needs to be done this week. Sorry, it's a truck here. So what needs to be done this week? And then I can prioritize my energy based on my values, my mission, my purpose, areas of improvement, 12-month goals, 90-day goals, 30-day goals, and 7-day goals. And then you go into daily. What are your top 3 tasks every day? What's your biggest win from today? What are you proud of? What was your biggest challenge? Where can you improve? Asking that every day. Do you think your life would be more structured? And in my opinion, when you create structure, it creates more freedom because I'm more purposeful. I get more done with an intention rather than sometimes if I don't have this, I'll get distracted a lot easier. So this for me is kind of my time management, life management, business management, blueprint, I call it. So I call it a self-awareness blueprint. And this is only part 1. There's part 2 of this, and you can find part 2 in the 21-day 10K challenge. So back here, this website, our team website, you can find part 2 under the 10K challenge. The 10K challenge has an email every day for 21 days, giving you insight on leadership, communication, network marketing, business, money mindset. And anyone can do this. It's free for you and your whole team. And so in there, you'll find part 2. It's only for those who are obviously down the rabbit hole if you don't complete part 2 without completing part 1. So this is to give you a little bit of structure, order, flow for creating your own vision. You might have other processes, other systems that you follow. Fantastic. But yeah, next steps to creating a vision was getting your values, figuring out the wheel of life, and also completing that formula. So what we've just gone through is the self mastery formula. We reframed self-care to self-mastery and realized that when we follow our values, it actually, we eat healthier. We value our time. We respect ourselves. We are our best self, our healthier self, when we actually live by our values. We then spoke about the wheel of life. So areas to be proud of and also areas for improvement. We spoke about a mission and values. And next week, we're going to be breaking down one of my most favorite topics, which is biohacking. Because this entrepreneurial journey can be exhausting, right? The radiation that we're exposed to, the blue light that we're exposed to, the mindset behind it, these habits are not super beneficial for our optimal health. So how do we support our computer and the Wi-Fi and the internet and all these frequencies around us to actually improve our health long term? Because a lot of people that I know start business and they get burnt out. They're exhausted, they're fatigued, right? I love working with entrepreneurs who have a vision, which is what we've just covered, following their purpose, and then helping them with health strategies. Giving you guys the health strategy straight away, which is what I was thinking of today, but I was like, it doesn't make sense. If you don't know why you're here, what your values are, what you want to give to the world, what your mission is, there's no point giving you information on health knowledge. There's no purpose in these other strategies on biohacking or quantum hacking, we call it. So does that make sense? So it's next week, I'm going to break down the next logical step for me, which is then the strategies on how to sustain energy throughout a busy schedule and things like this. So would love to get a bit of feedback, insight. How did you guys like that training? What was your best thing? Please jump into the chat. Share with me one best thing from the last 46 minutes. What did you like best? What are you going to implement? And if any of you would like to chat, open up your microphone, that'd be awesome too. All right, thanks for sharing, guys. So well-rounded and comprehensive Z. I'm going to do the values test again. Awesome, Mom.
I'm happy to share something.
It's good to see my mum's interacting. Thanks for the support.
Hey, I've got something to share.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So this is in regard to being very mindful about what your vision or mission statement or goal is overall on the planet. Because this woman that I met last week, she's 51, about 3 years ago, she stood up at an entrepreneurial conference and exposed her or shared her mission statement to a whole room of people. And it was massive, something like creating diplomatic safety for women and other I'm sorry, I can't remember the whole thing, but it gave me goosebumps because it was so incredibly powerful and massive. Consequently, 4 years later, she had got malaria a year and a half ago. She's been in hospital for 18 months. They've been saving her feet from gangrene, but they've slowly had to start cutting off her toes and feet. And 9 weeks ago, she had her feet cut off at the calves, and she's had rods put in there and fake prosthesis and feet and everything. She's the first person in Australia to have this procedure. It's incredible. She almost died 3 times, but she also has a mentor that she sees in LA, and she is American actually. And she shared that her mentor had said to her that when she explained that vision to everyone, that she actually had to go through this experience to now deliver that mission. So the alignment of her body needed this experience for her to now be even more comprehensively gifted and able to present to the level of the vision that she actually wants to deliver. So I just found that fascinating last week when I met her, and she's only 9 weeks out of hospital, and got her first pair of shoes, and I was I got her to explain the whole thing, because I met her in a room with a bunch of women, and no, she's in a wheelchair, but no one was actually talking about the elephant in the room, her pegged feet, her pegged legs. So it was just fantastic talking to her for 30 minutes and creating such rapport and connection with her, and really feeling her mission, because now she's writing a book on her memoirs called Thank You, Mrs. Carter, which is based on Beyonce's documentary, because she watched that doco in hospital as an inspiration, and the neuroplasticity that she took on with all the music and heart and rhythms to the music. She was moving in her head the whole time, even though she couldn't move her body. And that's what the doctors said kept her thalamus alive, and she didn't die. Amazing story.
That's really powerful. Is there any way you can share that? Is that in a video or something?
No, she's only
that was just an event.
She's only just starting to write her book now, but she shared the whole process with me about how that documentary in hospital just helped heal her brain through, and how she hasn't give up. She's like, she is a goddamn survivor. It's amazing. Like I was like, oh my God, my story's nothing compared to hers. I should just shut up and get back to work. It was really funny. Oh my God. But yeah, incredible story. So yeah, be more mindful of your vision and whether you have the capacity to deliver it if you're not walking your talk.
Awesome. Thanks, Mom.
No worries.
Does anyone else want to share with us what your best thing was, and how you're going to use this training, or the feedback here, what you're going to implement? How is life going to be different? I'm just going to quickly also share the Spotify show for the Deane show. There's a lot of short, like 30-minute podcasts all about these topics on values and vision and pain and pleasure. It's fascinating what he talks about. I've just put that into the chat here as well. So if anyone wants to check that out during the week, it's my new listening, my new topic. So yeah, when it comes to vision, it's something I find when I ask people, hey, what's your vision? Like, why are you here? It's not spoken about enough. And how cool would it be if we actually were so excited for our vision that you guys were jumping to share your vision with the world, jumping to the audio, jumping to the chat. Hey, this is my vision. These are my values. This is what's up. The world has unfortunately turned our lights off. It's convinced us to think our story is not important, that our vision, our values aren't important, and to look outside for us, of ourselves, for the answers. And so it's unfortunate, but really my intention at the beginning was to share from my heart and some insights into how we can step into self-mastery. And it would be my wish for the world, maybe my vision will change, right? Is to help people get excited about their vision. But I think it's such a cool thing, is that without a vision, people perish. And the world, or the system, or the darkness that's out there, so to speak, let's just frame it as that, is they're convincing us that we should not live a life based on our terms and not live into our potential. And when we don't when we don't live a life on our values, we actually are more reactive. We're more in the primitive part of the mind. We're feeling more pain, right? There's more polarity, there's more ups and downs. And so what Deane talks about is, by living on values and purpose and mission, we have a heightened level of awareness. We have a greater consciousness. We're talking about our energy field is definitely expanded, and we can handle those stressful times with our partner, with our business, with ourselves, with our kids, with what's going on in the world. We can handle the external when we are fully inspired from within. And so this is a great reminder, if you're finding your challenge at the moment, if you're finding you're like, where's my feet? Getting back in touch with who you are is number one. All these skills the last 8 and 9 weeks aren't important if we aren't inspired from the inside. It's we could be, you know, the best looking person ever, the most, you know, you could have all the money in the bank, you could be, have, you know, a beautiful family and friends and relationship. But if you don't believe that you have those, then it doesn't matter. It needs to come from within, right? And so maybe today's a reminder, maybe today's that day you're like, I'm just going to jump into this. I've heard about this value stuff, I'm going to really do it. And I'm really excited to create a community and a culture that celebrates vision and values and, you know, everyone's uniqueness. We talk about creating our own genius, following our genius. We talk about stepping into our lane of genius. Guess where that's found? In our values. Because when you show up in your highest value and you share, like I've realized doing a lot of this exercise and preparing for you guys today, I love teaching, you know, I love learning, I love growing my mind. And when I'm doing that, time disappears. I feel like I'm more excited for life, and I'm a better version of myself to everyone else when I'm in alignment with that. And so what is those top 2 to 3 values that you have and aren't doing? Maybe you love knitting, maybe you love animals, maybe you love dancing. Like, what are those things? And actually scheduling them into our day. Imagine if our whole day was filled with these highest values. There would be no such thing as depression. There would be only inspiration, right? So yeah, I just wanted to really share that with you guys. You know, skill 8, self-care, aka self-mastery, breaking down values and vision and purpose. So thank you guys for today's training. I'm just going to turn off the recording.